here in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm Adam from SpiderOak's customer success team, and this is Kelly.
I'm Kelly with the customer success team here at SpiderOak. Hello, everyone.
And today we are really excited to have Hannah from the Tutanota team. Thanks,
Hello.
Hannah.
Hi.
All right, so for everybody who's here as an attendee, we're really excited to have you today as we discuss this really important topic of email security. Now, as an introduction, on the right-hand side of your screen, there is a chat window. If at any point during the presentations you have a question or run into any problems, please feel free to put a note in that chat screen, and we will do our best to answer any questions you may have. And we also have some materials and some special offers to share with you today, so those will also appear in the chat screen. Also, just so you know, this will be recorded, so if for any reason you're not able to attend the entire webinar, there will be a replay available on SpiderOak.com, as well as you'll get an email link with the ability to replay from our webinar platform. So again, thanks for joining us, and I'm going to turn the time over to Kelly.
Great. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have an awesome guest, Hannah from Tutanota, so we're super excited. Let's get into it. Email privacy and security. Why is it important? Have you recently emailed your doctor some personal information? Or what about emailing your HR department some tax documents that are indicated for their eyes only? Are you aware that prying eyes could be reading, logging, selling everything you send out of your email address? It is a known fact that the technology behind electronic mail is dated, ancient, vulnerable to be exposed to anybody with the right tools. So with the number of eyeballs that your emails could be passing by through mail servers and your ISP, email messages being compromised mid-transit shouldn't be your only concern, as the contents could be sitting on mail servers unencrypted and in plain text for all to see. If these are concerns of yours, I would recommend setting up encrypted email. Today we'll be covering some basic email privacy and security tips, the pros and cons of encrypted email. Of course, as I previously stated, we have Hannah from Tutanota joining us today, who will be providing a demo and walking us through their excellent tool. So first, let's cover some basics about email security and safety. Number one, be aware of phishing attacks. Be on the lookout for sales that are too good to be true or a service you regularly use asking you to update your billing information. Chances are it is legitimate, but a little bit of paranoia helps when you're not speaking face-to-face with someone over these matters. It could be an attempt to obtain personal information by impersonating a familiar organization or person, for that fact. They may even give a link, and that link sends you to a malicious site that looks authentic, but that site is typically used to capture username, passwords, payment, or personal information such as credit card details, date of birth. It's important to utilize a bookmark feature within your web browser to ensure consistent legitimacy to the sites you regularly visit and the services you regularly use. Also, of course, never give out passwords, credit card numbers, social security numbers, and your email should never be asked by any service provider. At work, phishing emails should always be reported to a system administrator as soon as you notify them, or as soon as you notice one. Next, be aware of email attachments. Email attachments are an extremely effective way to spread virus infection. This can lead to the compromise of an entire system, which can spread throughout your entire network. The best practice is to avoid opening attachments from unknown senders and to verify attachments from trusted senders by additional communication means. If you open up an attachment at your job and feel kind of strange about it, contact your system admin right away. That's going to be kind of the reoccurring theme here. Next, use two-factor authentication. Most providers that store sensitive data allow for two-factor authentication to be enabled. Simply put, if you use a service that offers this, use it. Coupled with a rotation of strong login credentials, 2FA can help add an additional layer of protection to your accounts. It is not to be depended on. But as I stated, it is an additional layer of protection if your account is compromised. Next, and this is kind of my final basic tip for email security, refrain from using your personal email on a work device. First, your employer can monitor anything you're doing on your work device, and this would include your personal emails now if you've done that. Second, by using a personal email account for work-related tasks, it could appear to your company that you're attempting to maybe steal or leak confidential company information. Work should stay on your work systems. Third, and this one is actually backwards. If you use your personal device to access your work email, there's a good chance you had to sign an electronic use or a BYOD, bring your own device agreement. Typically in the fine print, it often gives the employer the right to wipe that device at any time they deem appropriate. So definitely some tips there to keep in mind with email security, safety, and even at work as well. So that's kind of what I had.
Yeah, and there are a lot of different general security tips that also apply to email. And Kelly mentioned a couple that are really important like two-factor authentication, and another one that Kelly mentioned that I've seen to be really helpful in my life is bookmarking important sites. Rather than clicking on links to go to sites, make sure that you go find that you're at the site, save the bookmark. Next time you need to go there, go to the bookmarked version rather than clicking on a link. Well, before we turn the time over to Hannah, I want to share just a little bit of my experience with searching for secure email and a secure email service. I think like most people, I started off on Hotmail, I went to Gmail. There's a lot of free email services that whichever one you use, I think all of us are conscious of the fact that it's probably not a great idea, and there's definitely some security and privacy compromises that come with using a free email service. A few years back, I decided I would see how hard it would be to remove Google from my life. Turns out in some aspects it's really easy, in some aspects it's really hard. Email was one of the ones that I found I was really dependent on Google. I was a pretty heavy Gmail user for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to make Gmail secure. It's just not set up, because that's, of course, Google's model for making money is to scan your content and then serve you ads based on the things that are in your email. I've seen this from the other end too in marketing work. Google is really excited to sell marketers the ability to remarket to you based on your search queries and the contents of your emails. So you may notice if you search for something on Google, the next day you'll probably see an ad in your Gmail on the sidebar for the thing that you searched for. Google is a master at this, of following you around the internet and showing you things based on the content they've scraped from your free Google accounts. I went into the world of PGP or GPG email. Man, that is hard. If you've ever tried to do encrypted email manually, it is not a happy thing. I spent probably 3 months experimenting with this. I was able to set up a private key and a public key and upload my public key to a key server. I was only ever able to get one person that I frequently correspond with to do the same thing, right, because it's complicated and difficult. And then about a month later, he got a new computer and never figured out a way to move his private key from the old computer to the new computer. And so I had nobody that I could send encrypted emails with. A few years back, looking for a better solution, I found Tutanota, which is a really, really great service. And because they make it so easy and their encryption solves so many of the problems that Kelly mentioned, we thought that it would be great to bring Hannah on today and have her introduce their product. Now, to be clear, we're not trying to sell you anything, but we want you to know options that are available that will help you be more secure. And I personally think that Tutanota is one of the very best options. So with that, we'll turn the time over to you, Hannah.
Thanks. So yeah, I will quickly tell you a bit about Tutanota. And oops, sorry. I used this before and it stopped at this, not at the first slide. So I will go back to the first slide and walk you through there. So yeah, our mission at Tutanota is to make secure emails easy because as Adam said, encrypted email is difficult, but not with Tutanota, because at Tutanota, you will get a fully encrypted email account and you have nothing to do. It's all done in the background. So quickly tell you how it works. The encryption is done automatically in the background by simply encrypting your, I think I stepped ahead. Sorry about that. So Tutanota is a fully encrypted mailbox, and in there also the emails and the contacts are encrypted. It also allows you to do end-to-end encrypted emails very easy and with anybody. So you can even send to a Gmail address an encrypted email. And the other one does not have to set up any keys or anything. He just, yeah, I'll show you later in the demo how it works. And also Tutanota has some privacy enhancements. I think this system stepped ahead again. No, it did not. I'm sorry. Tutanota also comes with some privacy enhancements. So the IP address is stripped from any email you send. This means that the other one that receives your email cannot know what IP address you send the email from. And also Tutanota does not load images automatically, because that's what marketing people like. When they send you newsletters and you click the email, then all the images are loaded automatically and the marketing person knows everything and knows about you. They will know what IP address you opened the email from. They will know what browser you opened the email from, what kind of system you are using. And they will use this information to sell it on to others or to send you even more advertisements. And that's what Tutanota is about. It's about security, privacy, and no tracking. So tracking for others is not possible with Tutanota, and also we don't track you. We don't even want this. We have no access to your content, and therefore there's no data mining happening, and you will not receive any advertisements in Tutanota if you don't want them. Like, of course, if you put your email address into a newsletter, then you will get the newsletters, but there will be no push advertisements from, like you're used to from Gmail or GMX, which I will show you later, that you just receive advertisements you never asked for. This will not happen in Tutanota. And as I said before, the encryption in Tutanota is happening in the background. And this makes sure that you have to, you do not have to set up any key. You do not have to do key exchanges. But the key is handled automatically by Tutanota. And your private key has to be secured with your password. By doing this, we allow the system to share your private key, to send encrypted emails to anybody, but we still put you in control because only you can decrypt your private key and can decrypt your data with your password. So Tutanota has never access to your password or your private key. Also, your password is hashed and salted on your client before it is being sent to the server. This makes sure that the server never sees your password either. And to make sure for others to allow to verify that this is actually true, we have open sourced not only our web client, but also the Android and the iOS app, so that everybody can check that this is really how we do it. And now I will quickly show you a demo. So this is Alice. She's using Tutanota, of course. And she will be sending an email to Carol, who's also using Tutanota. Now, the nice thing here is that actually I don't even really need a demo, because you write the email, you hit send, and the email is being encrypted and sent. And that's really it. So nothing complicated about it. And if now Alice wants to send an email to Bob, Bob does not use Tutanota yet, so it is slightly more difficult, but not really. And also, you could tell Bob to also go onto Tutanota, because then you would skip this step, as I showed before with Carol. So for Bob, because he's not using Tutanota, you have to set a password. I've sent him an email before, that's why he already has a password. And you can decide here if the email is going to be encrypted, confidential, or not encrypted. If you click here, it's a normal email, so then it will be normally sent without the end-to-end encryption.
Hannah,
But,
can I
yeah?
interrupt you for just a second? If you'll need to turn off the slide, and then you will be able to see your screen.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine.
no problem.
You're fine. We want to
make sure everybody sees the demo.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is our system, not Hannah's.
Yeah.
So this is our
Yeah,
fault.
I'm
This is
doing
on,
it
this is
fine.
on us, not on Hannah.
Okay, so I will go here, and now I will share my screen.
Awesome. There we
Are
go.
you seeing
Now
the
we can
screen
see.
now?
Yep.
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
Then I will quickly do it again. Sorry about that.
That's
So
okay.
as I said before, I'm sending an email to Carol. I do this really quick now because it really is so easy. I send it to Carol, who's using Tutanota as well. And I hit send, and it's encrypted and sent. And that's really how easy it is. And now, as I said before, when I send to Bob, he's not using Tutanota. I have to set a password. That's this part. And because I sent Bob an encrypted email before, I already entered a password here. And I will tell Bob to go to Tutanota as well, because then he doesn't even need a password. And if I click here, the email is not encrypted, it's not confidential. And if I click again, it is encrypted end-to-end, even though he's not using Tutanota. And now I'm clicking send, and the email is being encrypted and sent. And I can also show you how it is received by Bob. Now this is the GMX account of Bob. He's received an email from Alice, and even, if you just don't like all these advertisements here, just try Tutanota, because there are no advertisements. And Bob on his GMX service will receive a notification email from Tutanota. He can then click this link, which will take him to Tutanota as well. And that's where he needs to enter the password, because he is not yet using Tutanota. He can store the password, so in the future he does not need to do this anymore. And it will automatically take him to an encrypted email as well. And he can then also reply to Alice encrypted. And click send. And that's it. Everything end-to-end encrypted. And he can access all the emails that Alice has sent him before. And he can also export the emails. They can also put in attachments if they want to. It's like normal email, it's end-to-end encrypted, and there's nothing you have to do about it. It's all done by the system in the background. So now I go back to the slide, because I'm finished with the demo now that I've been able to show it. And because we are happy that we were able to join this presentation, we will give all SpiderOak users a special offer. If they start using Tutanota now, they will get the premium version with 5 GB instead of usually 1 GB. I think in the resources you will find this link, and you can register this promotion link. You can register, and you can try it out, upgrade, and then you will get more data, more storage than we usually offer in our premium features. You can find on our website all the features you will get with premium. You can, for example, use your own domain and even use it for your company if you would like. And we are not finished yet. We are constantly improving Tutanota. Next, we want to do an encrypted calendar. We want to do encrypted notes. We want to upgrade our encryption algorithms, because as you know, in 10 years, 20 years, there will be quantum computers and the current algorithms are kind of useless. So we want to upgrade our algorithms to quantum resistant ones to make sure that also in the future, Tutanota is secure and all your data is secure. And yeah, that's really our mission. We just want to fight for privacy. We invite everyone to try it out, to also the free version. We are happy if as many people as possible encrypt, because then that's the way we can stop mass surveillance. And that's really dear to us. We really want to do something, not just do a product, but we really want to do something about a safer internet and yeah, try it out. And we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the chat. One thing that I would like to, just reemphasize that SpiderOak thinks is really important, and also Tutanota, is you need to know who controls the keys. Encryption is a word that gets thrown around, and so many services talk about that they're encrypted. You really need to understand who controls your keys. And as Hannah talked about, if you are not the one who has the only password that can decrypt your key or unlock your key, whatever the way that it's done, you need to be the one who has the password, or you need to be the one who's in control of your key. Otherwise, all you've done is, there might be a speed bump for a rogue sysadmin to be able to get to your data. But if you're the one in control of your key, that means you truly have control. And you don't need to trust SpiderOak. You don't need to trust Tutanota, because we have no access to your keys. That means you're secure. That means your data stays private. That is so important.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
All right. Well, we want to thank Hannah once again for joining us, and we really want to encourage you, if you haven't yet, go try out Tutanota. It's such a wonderful service.
Thank you.
And,
thanks, and sorry about the presentation earlier. I just forgot to click the right part.
You're fine. That was on us. You are A-okay. Don't you worry.
You should have seen our first presentation. You did a great job.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us. We looks like we have a question here.
All right, Herbert is asking if the 5 GB offer is for new registrations only. He's an existing Tutanota customer.
Yes, it is for existing users. Sorry about that. No, it's not for existing users. It's for special offer for new users.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Herbert. I'm a current user as well. So.
All right.
Any other questions from anybody? All right.
All right.
Well, again, we hope that this has been useful for you. We hope that the information that's been shared today gives you a little bit more control. It's easy to feel like the world is spinning out of control. We read about hacks all the time. We read about, massive numbers of records leaked on the dark web and people buying and selling user information. It's easy to feel helpless, but you're not. You have the ability to protect yourself, and you do it through smart choices. Always err on the side of encryption. Use services that care about your privacy and that give you control of your keys. These are the kinds of steps you can take that will make a big difference in your online security and maintaining your privacy. So if any of you have questions or any suggestions for things you'd like to hear, topics for webinars in the future, please let us know. You can get in touch with Kelly and I from support.spideroak.com. And Hannah, if anybody has any follow-up questions for you and your team, what's the best way for them to contact you?
The best way would be to send an email to hello@tutao.de. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, Hannah, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the week.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.